I'm going to quickly go through some uh, painting and editing softwares that are raster based, or how do you pronounce that word? Um, Adobe Photoshop, nothing too fancy here. Everyone's heard of Photoshop. It's used for painting, photo editing, and $10 isn't that bad. And it is a monthly subscription based one. I think that's a $10 one. Not sure. Um, Next one up is Clip Studio. This is another big one. Clip Studio is, you do have to pay for it, but it's pretty cheap. Clicking on buy. $50 isn't bad for a illustration software, and for $200 you feel like you can get more features. That's not too bad. Next one up, Sketchbook. Sketchbook Pro is a subscription-based one. It does have a free version, but for $30, that's for an entire year. So it's not too bad. I think these are the features. So you get all these brushes. You can do stuff like this, but I suck at drawing, so I can't do stuff like this. Also does have an animation feature, which is pretty nice, I have to say. I just wish there was like an audio feature for it. Next up, Corel Painter. Corel Painter is nothing more than a painting version of Photoshop. It's been around forever, and it is a digital media simulation software. So if you like painting with gouache and like watercolors, this is your software because it simulates all of that. Again, it is $430, but this is cheap compared. This is cheap consider what Photoshop used to be, maybe like $700. So that's pretty cheap. Also around Black Friday, it goes on sale. Corel Painter is essential, dumbed down version of Corel Painter, but you get some of the better and more popular brushes from the full software. Only thing missing from this is masking. Masking, file management, and brush customization, but it's a nice alternative to Sketchbook Pro. Krita is a free application. It's basically a free version of Corel Painter, and it's not too bad. It does have an animation feature. If you like it, download it. If you don't. But it does slow down my computer a lot, so I don't know if it works for you. But this one eats up RAM. Let's see. Easy Paint Tool Sai. This is a free one. It's very popular for like speed painting and people who like to do anime art, just like Manga Studio. No, not Clip Studio, but it's very popular for speed painting. Affinity Designer. Affinity Designer is Affinity Photo. I think Designer is the Illustrator one. Affinity Photo is a pretty cheap photo editor. It's a Photoshop alternative, so which means it was just made specifically for people who don't want to pay $10 for a month for Photoshop. This is your software. This is your go-to thing. It is not industry standard like Photoshop, but from what I've seen the features and all that, it is really nice for $50. Mischief is a free-to-pay one. Free to pay, but that's pretty nice. All right, so this is a more of a vector-based software, not raster, but I threw it in the raster selection because it behaves more like a raster software instead of a vector-based one. And this is GIMP. GIMP is nothing more than a free version of Photoshop. Not a free version, it's a free alternative to Photoshop. It's been around forever. If you go to if you go to school for Photoshop, you're gonna hear about GIMP. That's how old it is. So just to clear it up real quick, Photoshop Pay, Clip Studio Pay, Adobe Sketchbook cheap, Corel Painter kind of pricey, Corel Painter Essentials cheap, Krita free, Easy Paint Paintal Sci pay. I think it's like 50 or 60 bucks. Affinity Photo cheap, 50 bucks. Mischief dirt cheap, 25 bucks. And GIMP free,